So what are some examples of some like disputes that you've seen then? Like, are there any sort of classic or recurring ones that keep coming up, or are there?
Yeah, well, look, I guess the first thing would be just to look at kind of the structure of how a dispute will play out. So first of all, you're going to have defendants, someone suing someone. So the defendants are going to be the chairperson, committee members, or the body corporate as a legal entity. And I think that's an important thing just to note, that the body corporate is a legal entity on its own.
Its own, yeah.
And I noted, so chairperson, committee, body corporate, not so much the body corporate manager. And this is a...
That's good.
Well, I mean, body corporate managers do get sued, but more often than not, when you work through the claim, it will be established you've sued the wrong party.
Right.
Yeah, we've had that, where we've had claims and they've been assessed by an adjudicator who said you've sued the wrong person, go away and think if you can figure out who you should be suing. It's because the body corporate manager is not the body corporate. The body corporate is all the unit owners collectively, and the body corporate manager does not make decisions for the body corporate. The body corporate manager is essentially, we are a service provider by contract. We're not an agent, so we're not an agent. And that was a bit of a change because under the 1972 Act, there was the ability for the body corporate to be a body corporate manager to be an agent. They're not an agent now.
That's actually a really important point to make, because you know, you hear a lot of people banging on about how I'm going to sue the bloody body corp, and it's like, you mean the body corporate or the body corporate manager? Or they always talk about the body corporate as being what you guys do, and it's clearly not. So that's good to actually, you know, clear that up.
Absolutely. And that gets back to, you know, so if it's not the body corporate manager, who are the decision makers in the governance structure of body corporate? And the decision makers are the chairperson and mainly the committee. So they make the decisions. They're like the government or the council of the body corporate, and the body corporate manager is like the civil service, the administrators who do what they're told to do by the chairperson and committee, who can chop and change each year as new people are elected. The body corporate manager stays the same and needs to do what they're told to do.
Yeah, that's right, and that's another good point, because you guys can't act and we can't act without direction from these committees, you know, and nor do we ever. You know, they say, "Oh, why did you do that?" It's like, well, we didn't do it. It's the you know, it's the committee asked us to do it because it's the decision that they made.
Totally, and actually, that there was a case recently came up on the committee I was looking at, where the body corporate manager was getting in hot water because they acted by one committee member telling them what to do. And this is a trap you do have to be careful not to fall into, that you get really familiar with one member on a committee and you take their instruction as being the instruction of the whole committee, when it wasn't, and this manager got into a little bit of trouble for that.
So when someone gets in trouble, like what happens? Do they get the slap over the hand with a wet bus ticket, or is there something a bit more serious that tends to happen when they do get in trouble? Yeah,
look, it's probably hard to comment too much on that. I'm not aware of there having been many significant cases of that, especially in New Zealand. I know in the Australian committee has a whole process that they work through in levels of reprimands that can be given. But I think it's all getting a bit more serious under the changes coming into the Act as well. So there's codes of conduct that have been introduced for body corporate managers and committee members alike. So a higher standard is coming in there.